Well, we're going to talk about self worth today and really want to see if we can help those of you who are still struggling with thoughts and beliefs of your unworthiness to shift that. Okay. But first, let's talk about where does this even come from? Like why do you even feel or believe that you're unworthy? So, to get a grasp on that, you have to understand that from the moment you were literally conceived, if you will, or in your mother's womb, you were already taking on the assumptions and beliefs and the programming of your mom and even your father. Father's there, there's that influence too. And and therefore, from the moment you're born and as you grow up, you are being programmed, not consciously necessarily, by those around you. So you accept their beliefs. It's part of the journey of being a human in a body. So you took on the beliefs and assumptions of your family, usually family, and then also when you get older, your friends, society, those are teachers, people that you just accept their statements or maybe what they're telling you about you. Maybe people weren't kind to you, so you made the erroneous assumption there's something wrong with you rather than looking at it from the true perspective of, okay, there's something wrong with that person for judging you, labeling you negatively. Okay, somebody doesn't do that if they're not themselves distorted. So if well, let's just say your mother made you feel or told you you were unworthy, not good enough, didn't measure up, it's not because that's true. It's because there's something going on in her belief system. That's probably how she was raised, how she was treated. And so she's just passing on what was given to her. That's just what all parents do, what family do. So you have to trace that back and understand this is not your truth. Certainly, it's not your truth from your soul's perspective, from your higher self's perspective that knows your worthiness. No, you're not perfect, but worthiness has nothing to do with you being perfect. It has to do with your value as a human, as a soul. Simply because you exist, you are worthy because God, source creator, doesn't make mistakes. If you are here, it's because you are worthy. You are a reflection and unique expression of source energy, of higher, the consciousness that is all that is. You are part of that, right? You're part of God's source, you're whatever your name for that is, but you're also the whole. That this is what it's hard for a lot of people to grasp it. You're both the piece, the individual, the particle that is you, but you're also the whole. Okay, because all of us together make up the whole. So you're both. And if you're here, it means you're necessary. You came here because there's value in you just because you exist. So let's shift that for you today. We're going to do our best to do that. Just work on your energetically, okay? But I want you to start examining your inner dialogue. When that gets tricky, right? Why do you say that? What brings it on? And understand that this is just false. It's just false. It's a lie. You are worthy because you exist. Everyone is. Even the person maybe that you don't like, right? It's easy to look at somebody you don't like and say, well, they're not worthy, especially if they did something terrible, especially if, let's say, you're talking about somebody who committed a crime or hurt somebody, whether deliberately or accidentally, it doesn't matter. It's easy to judge them and say, well, they certainly can't be worthy. But we have to separate who they are as a soul, which means they're perfect, whole, and complete, and then who they are being in physical body, their personality, like what are they challenged with, therefore maybe they're acting in a hurtful manner, and they're because they're flawed, and they're just processing this life. Everybody's doing the best they can if it doesn't look like it, and they are perhaps causing harm to people. Okay, but that's not who they truly are. That's not all they are. And it's not to exonerate anybody from any quote wrongdoing, right? Any errors they make. We're trying to just explain to you what what the dynamic is, because you came here to have experiences that are contrasting, that you can't have on the other side in the non-physical, where everything is timeless, and if you make an error it's immediately corrected. There, you don't learn as quickly in the spirit world. You still learn because you're always learning, but we incarnate into the earth plane reality, especially because we want the contrast, because we know we can grow faster and go further, and we want that. That's what we came here. So errors are to be expected. Okay, again, not condoning them, not saying that, hey, go ahead and hurt anybody you want and make as many mistakes as you want. We're not saying that. We're not saying that is all good. We can encourage that. We're saying we should understand what's going on. That's it. Big difference. Just to understand that the people in your life, some of them, many of them, but it depends on your situation, they're not going to act in a perfect manner. They're still learning. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to hurt themselves, maybe hurt you and others. Sometimes that may seem deliberate, and maybe it is on occasion. Other times it's by accident or unconscious, right? They're not thinking, and people still get hurt even if you're not thinking. So I just want you to, to grasp that nobody comes into this world and is perfect and never makes a mistake and never hurts anybody, even if they weren't doing it consciously. You are going to experience that. Okay. So it's important to forgive others as well as yourself. That's one key to loving yourself unconditionally, loving others unconditionally, and your self-worth, is seeing the difference between loving someone and being okay with their behavior. Those are two different things. So you could love somebody very much. Let's just say it's your mom. You love her very much, and yet she's abusive to you. So we're not saying you should love her and accept the abuse. Quite the opposite. You usually need to distance yourself from that abuse, or maybe not have her in your life anymore. She's still in. I'm talking about something in the body, right? And if they're on the other side, they're probably trying to make amends, because that's what many spirits do. They feel very guilty and remorseful about their behavior, and they're trying to make amends. They want to apologize. And when we all cross over and meet again on the other side, it'll all be resolved. But you can forgive them now and let go of the resentment, which will by itself raise your vibration, because holding judgment against anyone, your loved one on the other side, somebody in a body, judging yourself, is never going to feel good, and it's going to distort you. It's just is. So practicing forgiveness of self and others is something, in truth, we should be doing every day, because almost every day we're experiencing some sort of negative reaction, many of us, or people we might feel are hurting us, and we're getting triggered, and we're judging them. It's all understandable, but we're trying to help you grasp that you cannot judge someone else without judging yourself, because we're all one, right? We are the unique individual soul that we are, but we're also part of all that is. Meaning we're connected to each other. So if I were to judge you, condemn you, make you wrong, I am directing that to myself, because you and I are actually one. One. That's why it never feels good to judge anyone, even if you have every right to, even if they were completely in the wrong, completely. It will never, ever feel good to judge someone, even if you're being all self righteous about it, because you're only judging you. And Source, the God that you are, that is, you're part of all that is, never judges anyone. So when you judge someone, you're going against your divine nature. And so you're going to feel distorted with that. You're going to feel pulling apart in a sense of that. It's never going to feel fulfilling. It's never going to bring you joy to judge somebody. You just feel this, what I'm getting is a sense of this density, almost like, yeah, you might feel a little bit satisfied that, yeah, that person got what they deserve, but it doesn't feel good. You do not feel uplifted. You do not feel inspired. You do not expand your energy. Your frequency doesn't go up. It actually goes down because you are judging you. Okay, so you got to unravel all that and look at who you're resentful towards and understand that if you judge them, you are therefore judging you, and you are creating distortion in yourself. That means you're not going to be able to love yourself, not really, and you can't really love other people fully. Sure, you're loving them to the best of your ability. Everyone is doing that to the best of their ability, but you're not able to hold that full, I don't know how to explain it, this full resonance of unconditional love that you are created from, that it is your true essence, right? So there are many people that I work with who are trying to connect to their loved one in the spirit world. In our academy, many people we're helping to make contact through the veil and develop themselves spiritually, because that's a key component of this. You don't just get psychic. You've got to clear out the basement of your issues, your belief system, manifesting your reality. People come to me all the time and say, I'm trying to understand what's going on. You know, my life kind of sucks, or why this and that is happening. And I go, beliefs, like beliefs. This is why I feel like getting a reading isn't always useful for people, because all it tells them is, well, this is what's happening to you based on your belief system you have in place now. And if you don't like it, you should change it. Otherwise, your life, the reading is just going to reflect, well, this is your energy. And so this other stuff's going to happen to you that you don't like. So to me, the reason to have a reading is to see if you're manifesting something you don't prefer. And ideally, you're working with somebody who knows how to change that for you, rather than just tell you, oh, this is what's going to happen to you. I'll pray for you. I hope it works out for you. That's not useful to me. So just know that you're creating everything. You're creating these feelings of unworthiness, and you can discreate it. You can choose to let that go and love yourself just as you are. Now, some of you, what I see, because I'm kind of creating this proxy, I'm going to do some healing on all of you using this proxy that represents everybody. But one of the beliefs that many of you have is that, you know, to love yourself and really is rather arrogant. Like, who do you think you are? Like, it's not okay to really love yourself. Okay, this is not egotistical self-love. Quite the opposite. Somebody is coming from ego, right? Like egotistical, like acting like, yeah, I'm so great, I'm so wonderful. If they're boasting like that, I guarantee you they don't truly believe that they're worthy. They're trying to convince you and me and everybody else. Because somebody who's truly confident, truly loves themselves, they're more circumspect. They're quieter about it. Yeah, they can feel confident. They can certainly be confident, but they're not going to be arrogant. And they're never going to treat you in any way except with graciousness and kindness, and they won't hold themselves above you. That would be a sign of somebody with an inflated ego who develop that ego as a coping mechanism because they do not feel good enough. So let's be clear on that. Somebody who's all hot air, and all talky about themselves is distorted. That is not what we're talking about here. That's not healthy self-love. That's arrogance. That person's got some inner demons they got to process. They don't feel good enough. So they're trying to convince you that, aren't I fabulous? I'm just such a great person. They don't really believe that, or they wouldn't be crowing about it. They wouldn't be telling you about it. They would just be somebody who's truly in touch with their worth and love themselves unconditionally. They're quieter about it. They don't need to advertise it. It's very evident. You can feel it by their presence, this sense of love and peace and connection. There's almost this I want to call the spaciousness with them, right? Because they're not holding all these issues that create this density in people. And so they seem lighter, their vibration is lighter because they're not weighed down by any self-criticism or judgment, right? So we want to help you who are ready to shift this, okay? And I feel if you stay with us today with this and come back and watch this video again, and you'll shift layers of that, okay? Because what I see with many of you, as I said, is you have this belief like to really love yourself would be arrogant and would be acting pompous, like, and who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Well, who you are is who everybody is. Your source energy, your God, your expression of God consciousness. And of course, you are amazing. Of course, you are divine. But you also have lessons to learn, issues you came here to resolve. So, yes, you're going to make some mistakes along the way. Others around you are too. That's not what this is about. Like, be okay with being human and don't hold yourself to such a high standard. That's what I'm seeing as I'm tuning into everybody right now and who's going to watch this later. Because, by the way, if you watch this later, it's still happening in the now. And Ellen and I are still on a spirit level able to connect with you. So what I see is a lot of people just feel like who do I think I am? Like I have to be small, play it small. I don't want to stand out. I don't want to act like I'm bigger than everybody else. Well, then you're not going to be all that you are. And if you're not living fully as who you are, everything is going to be more of a struggle. It's just how it is. If you play it small, your life is small and you don't really feel in the flow of everything. We want that for you. We want all that's possible for you, right? So why hold yourself back? Why compare yourself to other people? Why be afraid to stand out? Okay, well, some of you, there's a fear that if I stand out, I could I'll be noticed more and there's safety if I'm hidden. This is like a lot of times a kind of simultaneous life that you're living where you're in hiding. We talk about there not really being past lives. There's only all lives are happening now, which is true. Past, present, future happening now. The lives you call past lives are actually simultaneous lives that you're living, but that's a whole other discussion. So, so take a moment right now before we work with you as a group. Excuse me. I just want you to focus your attention inward. If you're driving a vehicle, like turn this off. Don't keep listening to me. You might go into an altered state because we can go pretty deep with this. So, okay. So just focus inward if you can. Do it safely, right? Focus your awareness inward. And I just want you to notice if you can feel in your body any area that feels out of sorts is what I would describe it. Like you feel uncomfortable, tension, pain, um, anything. Where is your attention drawn? And if you're not sure, that's okay. Just focus on your breathing in that case. Just breathe in and out. Okay, and in and out. And just, so we're just going to Start working on what we call your files, your belief systems that is held in what looks to us as like files on your hard drive. That's your consciousness. We're going to start to see if we can shift, clear these limiting beliefs. A lot of it's self-judgment. You've Many of you have judged yourself so harshly when you made a mistake or you made an error, and you took it really hard when you were criticized, understandably. So we want to start to clear and delete what is appropriate to clear and delete. Now, yes, I'm doing this as I'm talking to you, and you might be wondering, well, how can Pam and Alan do this? I'm not really the one doing it all myself. It's the other side that they really have the admin access. In truth, all healers, whether they're aware of it or not, they are working with their own unique team on the other side. And so every healer has their own unique, you know, specialty, abilities, if you will. And it's not just the individual healer working solo, himself or herself. It's the team that is working with and through them. So my team has been with me since 1987, and they gave me what I would describe as sort of admin access because of them and because of the work I've done on myself to zero out my files. Our goal here is to zero out your files. And don't worry, it's not scary. This is all a good thing, meaning zero out your limiting beliefs. What would your life be like if you had no limiting beliefs? Zero limiting beliefs. Your life would transform. You would be naturally intuitive, meaning you would just know how to live your life. You wouldn't overthink anything. You wouldn't worry about anything. You might be concerned about things. Okay, that's different. But you wouldn't go into fear. You wouldn't go into panic. You wouldn't go into worry. You just might go, again, into concern, like, oh, what are we going to do about this? I don't like this, what happened. But you're not going to have a meltdown because you know that everything in your life is working in your favor, because it is. And because you know this to the core of your being, you're able to leverage everything for your highest good and the good of others. Okay, so take a breath in. We're still working on you as I'm talking to you. And just like we're teaching live right now, so if anybody wants to share what they're experiencing, and yeah, I know some people, like Betty's saying, her body's full of pain, whatever your conditions are, if you have like some other condition, not just emotional, maybe it's like pain or any. Okay, we're working on that too. Now take a breath in and just on the exhale, set the intention to release what you can release, especially relative to lack of self-love, any self-judgment you're holding, patterns of, I want to say, keeping yourself small is what I'm seeing. And this is really common, that when kids are growing up, they're kind of told to, you know, be seen but not heard, like go away, like be quiet. And I mean, a lot of admonishing to be more invisible, correct? Like like don't make a noise, don't make a fuss, don't cry, don't get emotional, don't. What to change all that, help you clear that, let it all go, wipe that from your files, that it's okay for you to be you, whatever that means, however that shows up. It's okay to be you, to be emotional, to be whatever you want to be. Here's the thing that people don't understand. The reason somebody acts out or quote misbehaves. And I want to say quote because we're not judging people. But when somebody acts in a way that's distorted, right? Like mean, cruel, insensitive, whatever, uncaring, they're coming from a place of misalignment. They don't love themselves. If you truly love yourself, you're incapable of hurting people that way. It's almost impossible. It goes against your nature to be unkind. You don't even know how to do that. I mean, if you had to be aggressive because let's say we're just trying to defend somebody here because somebody's being attacked, and there's a time and place to get angry and stand your ground and push back, and that would be a time to do it, right? If you were in a situation where somebody was being hurt and you wanted to come forward and stand up for them, yeah, then you're going to be a little forceful, but you're not being mean just to be mean. You may be getting tough to get somebody to back off. That's a whole different thing. So understand that somebody's mistreatment of you was a reflection of who they are and what limiting beliefs and self judgments and definitions they have going on, okay, that are not in alignment with their soul, with their higher self. Okay. Okay. Now, Lisa says, how wonderful life would be. I want my life to be like that. Yes, and it comes from just deciding to love yourself just as you are, whatever that looks like. Loving yourself as you look, as you act, whatever that you love yourself no matter what. When you love yourself unconditionally, other people's opinions, if they're negative, critical opinions, just roll off your back. Literally, you just go, oh, well, that's silly. Like that person was just rude to me. What did they? Oh, something must be wrong with them. It's really easy to just be like immune. It's only because you were holding self-judgment and you're negative about yourself that when somebody says something unkind, it goes right to your heart because it's a match to your belief. That's what it's showing you. Oh, this person's statement is like a knife through my heart because I hold that same attitude toward myself. Okay? That's why it hurts. I'm not saying that once you love yourself that you're going to be fine about people being rude to you. No, you're gonna hear it and go, well, that wasn't very nice. That was rather uh, you know mean of them, but it won't devastate you. It won't tear you apart. You'll just look at it as a neutral observer and go, whoa, they were really mean to me and sarcastic or whatever. What's with them? And it doesn't touch you. To me, it's like wearing a bulletproof vest, and the bullet might hit the vest, and you feel the impact, and you go, "Whoa! I just got hit with this insult, right? Don't like it, but it didn't touch me. I just felt it because I'm observing it. I can't help it. Here's this person being mean to me, but I don't take it in. It doesn't go into me because I love myself. That bulletproof vest, if you will, is your unconditional love. It makes you immune to criticism, negative criticism. Now, helpful criticism we all want. I hope we agree on that, right? There's a place for us to be open to useful and helpful criticism, but we don't have to take it personally and feel like we're less than or there's something wrong with us. So that's what we're talking about. So, all right, take a breath in again. And in this moment, I'd like you to imagine, see, or feel what it would be like, either what it would feel like, look like how your life would unfold, how it would be if or when you love yourself completely, unconditionally. I want you to feel into that because your soul, your higher self knows what that feels like. You do know what that feels like. In the spirit world where you currently coexist while you're here in a body, you're there in the spirit world at the same time. You know what that is. Okay. Pure unconditional love is your essence. You're actually going against who you truly are when you judge yourself and condemn yourself or other people. That's just how it is. You are not at all, you know, unworthy. You cannot be unworthy. It's impossible. But you can create the illusion of it and experience of it, therefore, with your beliefs. So that's what you've done. So again, I want you to really lean into that vision or that feeling or that sense of what it would be like to love yourself completely. And I know many of you have somebody in your life, probably on the other side, who you love with all your heart. How does that your love feel for them? You want to give that same love to you. If you love them so much, why are you not giving that to you? It's good that you do love them because that's showing that because you're a part of them. Like I said, we're all one. So that means you're including that with you. But the minute you are loving them, but yet judging yourself, you're actually kind of separating yourself a bit from them because now you weakened your vibration, your frequency just took a hit because you go, oh, I really love my husband. Me, I don't know. I'm not great. I don't know if I'm worthy of love. Well, you're now kind of moved yourself away vibrationally from the one you love, and your connection with them is going to perhaps suffer. Some people might not, but most people it will. So if you want a stronger connection with a loved one in spirit or with your guides, your angels, they all exist on a higher frequency, you got to raise your frequency. Okay, take another breath in. And I want you to feel or imagine your heart space area. Working on opening your heart more. And by the way, some people talk about needing to learn, right, how to love yourself. There's nothing to learn. It's not about there's nothing to learn here. It's about not holding thoughts of criticism and judgment. There's it's like saying you have to learn to breathe. Like, and it's actually natural. Loving yourself is natural because on the other side, that's all you are. You're a spirit who loves everyone. So there's nothing to learn. It's about letting go of your limiting beliefs and your self judgments and self criticism. So, see, there's a difference in that. Nothing to learn, there's something to remove. And then you'll rise up. So, we're working on clearing your files so that you feel lighter. You don't go into default mode and just start condemning yourself or criticizing yourself about something. Okay. So feel into that and tell me if you notice anything. Tell me in the live chat or in the comments below later. You might feel something, you might not. Everybody's different. Okay. Close your eyes again. We're going to go a little deeper here. See if you'll imagine your heart expanding. And I'd like you to feel, see, or imagine those you love, either or can be both. Okay. Either someone on the other side that you're trying to connect with, or even someone still here in a body that you love. We want you to feel into their love for you, especially if it's someone who's on the other side, because their love is truly unconditional. Someone in a body, not so much, only because of the ego. Okay, they're going to love you as best they can, but it's not until the ego, all the negative ego falls away and the person's truly radiating unconditional love for self and others, that we can feel that unconditional love for them. So usually it's someone in spirit who can do that, not someone who's still in a body. Someone should just feel that. Feel their love for you. Let it in all the way. What do you have to lose? Open your heart. Imagine it's like a door that you're throwing open and you're inviting in the love of those who you care and know and love on the other side. Let their love in. Their love is unconditional because they're not weighed down by a negative ego. They still have an ego, but it's a healthy ego, a sort of ego. So feel their love. And I want you to we're trying to help you be a match to that unconditional love. Okay, we're still working on you. By the way, if anybody wants to go deeper with this beyond like our YouTube channel, join our academy. There's links in the description box, because for only $19 a month, we can take you quite far. And if you stay on for a year, literally can change your life. But it's only $19, guys. It's less expensive than working with me one-on-one. And you get to have more of what we're doing here, but on a deeper level. And plus we have all these videos in which we do healings that members to this day say they go and we watch them, and it helps them raise their frequency, helps them clear their issues. It's all about that, like raising your vibration by letting go of what false beliefs, limiting beliefs you have. So let their love in. Feel, so imagine their love just coming in, almost like this ocean wave, or maybe a waterfall of energy pouring down on you. Whatever way it comes in, I promise you it's there. Take another breath in. Still working on this proxy version of all of you, clearing out some, distorted energies, beliefs. And let me know if you feel lighter from this. And know that when you rewatch this video, which we encourage you to do, like with all our videos, it will help you release more of what you may holding that's getting in your way, beliefs that are holding you back. So now we want to integrate that. So take a breath in, hold the intention to integrate the work we did on you. Now, after this video ends, it would be a good time, if you want to do some affirmations. Affirmations is a statement you repeat, and because thoughts create, when you repeat that statement, you are going to create a sort of a dimensional space or reality bubble, if you will, and it will start to manifest in your life. So this would be a good time to affirm, that you are worthy, whole, and complete, that you're perfect just as you are, because you are, that life is always conspiring in your favor, because it is. And the only reason it doesn't always work out the way you might hope is because there's either a challenge that you yourself have elected to face in this life, or which is often, this is more the case, you're not following your guidance and overthinking it, making decisions from your logical mind, which doesn't have a clue about really what's going to fulfill you. It's not intuitive. So if you're living from your physical mind, yeah, life is going to be chaotic. It's just going to be crazy if you're trying to make all the decisions rationally. You almost literally have to go a little bit out of your mind to find your higher guidance, your higher divine mind, because it's not your physical mind. Higher mind is your intuition, is your higher self, and it's communicating to you through emotions like joy, excitement, passion, curiosity, fascination. It's passion, but it's not just passion like like jump up and down passion, right? It can be feeling this little bit of a buzz of excitement, or again, curiosity. Like, I don't know what that's about, but I feel like I want to just explore that. That is following your guidance. So the people whose lives are really unfolding in a way that is serving them on all ways have learned to trust their higher self, that guidance, and they don't overanalyze. I see this all the time. I've seen this with clients, that the people who are truly successful, I don't mean just in terms of making a lot of money, although that can be one measure. That's not the only measure. But I mean successful meaning like happy, fulfilled. They're doing work that is meaningful to them, whether they're making a lot of money or not, it's meaningful to them. These are people who have found a way to live in that intuitive way without, again, overthinking. If you overanalyze, your life is going to be a big drama fest. It just is. And if your life is like that right now, I want you to stop and think about that, because it is, I can almost guarantee you are not following higher guidance. You have limiting beliefs that are playing out. And then you think, well, what do I need to do to fix this? What's going to happen to me? Well, you need like to reset your beliefs, really, because if life is chaotic, you have been creating it so. So you need to look at unraveling that, like, well, how am I doing that? What do I really believe that's creating this? Because as above, so below, as within you, as without. So the external world is a reflection of your inner state of being, your belief system, the thoughts you predominantly think, and all that is right out here. It's showing you. So don't try to fix things out here, right? Like out here, the chaos is. You don't fix it out here, you fix it in here. You don't go out here looking for somebody to sort it out for you, like, oh, I'll go get a psychic reading or something. No, it's all you. You've created it. So you go within and say, why did I create that? Why do I keep manifesting this pattern? Why is this program keep playing over and over? Because somebody out here, whether it's a psychic, a healer, whoever it is, can't necessarily fix it. We're going to help you shift it, because we know how to, well, up there, they know how to come in because you've given us permission to make these changes. But ultimately, you're the one in charge. So if you don't want to shift, you don't want to change, you don't really want to love yourself, you won't. You won't. You're the one running the show. And your higher self is probably nudging you to try to encourage you to do that, right? To love yourself. But in the end, if you are really hell bent on like, oh, I just want to go with my logical mind, well, then you're going to live your life from your logical mind and basically be a half-wit, because to be a full person means you have higher guidance, higher self, balanced with physical mind, ego self, and the two are working together. And you're not letting only the ego, conscious mind, physical self run the show. If your life is not going well, chances are you're letting your logical mind run everything. Okay, so that's why in our program, we're big on helping you shift that, because then your frequency changes, your vibration rises, and you can have contact through the veil and your life gets better. It's not just about having contact with someone you love on the other side, although that's, of course, this amazing gift and bonus. You are here for your life. So you got to start with loving you. It's not enough to love your partner or some loved one in spirit if you're not loving yourself. You're not going to have a full relationship. Okay, so I see. Yeah, a lot of you are into overanalyzing. I get it, but that's why you got to shift it. You can shift it. So whatever you do, please, please do not say, "Well, I can't help but be this way," because then you will create that. You are a powerful being who can change their pattern. You just didn't know that was possible. And now we're telling you, so you cannot come back to us and say, I didn't know that, because we just told you. We just told you. You are a soul, you are a spirit who is limitless, and we're activating your memory of this so that you will start to be able to release these limiting beliefs. Okay, we're broadcasting. When I say we, I mean not just me and Alan, spirit, your guides, your angels, God, if you will. We're broadcasting the signal from the other side, and it's coming through me, and I'm a clear vessel because I don't have any limiting beliefs. I've done the work for 37 years. I'm not saying I'm perfect and will never make a mistake, because that's not what I came here for. But I know I'm clear. And when people meet me, they can tell. And that's just how it is. I don't feel I'm better than anybody, but I know who I am. So I can hold the signal and transmit that to you. And it's up to you to receive it if you want to. And if you don't, that's okay too. You just say, no, thank you. No, thanks. Not ready, or don't want it. Don't need it. Good. Okay, fine. But you are limitless. And the more you start reminding yourself of that, and reminding yourself of your worthiness, you will step into that. And we're holding the space for you to do that, okay, if you choose to. All healing, all healing is self-healing. All we can do is offer this powerful signal. And if you're open to having these files cleared, and it's your time, it's appropriate for you in this moment in time as we're talking right now, maybe tomorrow it'll be a better time, then you can shift some of that. Because all you and I are, at the end of the day, we are patterns of information. We are just patterns of thought, beliefs, and information. We created this personality structure that we have, but this isn't really who we are. That's not all we are. So I have a certain personality, so do you, but it's temporary. I have a much bigger personality on the other side. This is just one role I'm playing. So take a breath in. Let's just shift something here and integrate a piece for you here. Okay. How does that feel? Let me know how that feels. And come back and watch this again. Now put your hand on your heart and breathe in and out through your heart. See, feel, or imagine your love of self expanding, going stronger, filling your heart, your chest, filling your body. Feel that love going down your arms, out your hands. Feel that love going up the top of your head, fountaining out of your head. Feel love going down into your stomach, into your thighs, your legs, your feet. Just feel your body filled with this unconditional love. I want you to really feel, if you can, as best you can, your soul's essence, which is love. Okay. And it doesn't matter what belief you have, even if you've had it since you were born, you can change that in an instant. I promise you, you can change it in an instant. And if it comes back, that's okay. Just change it again. We want to remind you what it's like to love yourself purely, unconditionally, as you do over there on the other side. We're bringing that memory, that experience into you because this is your normal state, is being this timeless, unconditional love. You have to work really hard to go against it when you're in a physical body. So we're trying to break down that. Break down the walls around your heart. And then remind you that whatever errors you made were part of your learning. And whatever anybody did or didn't do to you that may have harmed you, that was for their learning too. Forgiving them doesn't make what they did right. Forgiving them sets you free from living a life of condemnation, because to hold them in this with this resentment and anger is actually turning it in on yourself. Do not ever, ever doubt that somebody who has caused harm gets off scot-free when they cross over. No. An individual's own self-assessment of their, quote, wrongdoing, right, when they were here in a body, the things that they did to people, that haunts them. Because when you cross over, you see everything. You don't get a free pass. You do feel everything that you did to other people. And nobody can face that, whatever pain they caused, and be okay with it. So the individual themselves, they're the ones that are going to be their harshest critic. They're going to have to work through again, forgiving themselves. They have to work through their own guilt. So let go of judging other people and know that they're the ones going to judge themselves. And let go of judging yourself too, because you had to learn from these things. Okay. So a lot of you are saying you feel lighter. Good. And so if you want to come back to this, revisit it, do so. This is really important in our work we do. It's about changing your frequency, changing your vibration. Your psychic awareness naturally unfolds in a way that's perfect for you. I am not person in favor of pushing the envelope and people trying to like make their third eye pop open or things like that. It's like, no, I've seen people become very distorted when they try to be more aggressive with their psychic development. I believe in letting the higher self guide us in this part that is well, it's really their arena. The higher self is a part of us that is completely psychic. Okay, Lisa says, I feel peacefulness and joy. Great. So we're going to just leave you with just flooding you with unconditional love, right? From ourselves, from Alan and myself. And this is how we can live, guys. I mean it. This is how we can live. Just being in this flow of unconditional love. And people will, I want to say, just feel it from you. I experienced that. I just started a part-time job, and my boss, she has this adorable little 2-year-old girl, and they can't believe how she just wants to hang on to me. She comes up to me, holds me, like, puts her arms around my waist, and she just leans her head on me, and it's like she tries to close her eyes like she's gonna take a nap, and we go, I've never seen her do anything like that. And they said, but then they told me they never met anybody like me, and they said they can feel the love from me, and their daughter can't too. So she just like they've never once let go of me. But that's how you can live too. I promise you. And if you have someone in the spirit world who loves you, they're trying to activate that within you. So decide to love yourself today, right now. Give yourself permission. Don't care what anybody else thinks. And if you feel you need to apologize to somebody for something, go ahead and do that. But mainly, just love yourself because you are part of Source, God, all that is. Therefore, you're worthy of that love, right? You cannot not be worthy. Does that make sense? Hope so. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, done so. And watch our other videos. I know a lot of you, there's some new people have found our channel, and I found sounds like you're binging through our videos. That's great. We have, I don't know, maybe over 200, maybe 250 video. I don't know, crazy number of videos in our academy. If you like these, we have way more in our academy. And again, there's a link below. $19 a month. And later this month, we are doing a class on clairvoyance that if you won't want to miss, if you want to open up more in that way. All right, till next time, take care. Sending you our love. Bye-bye.